right, welcome to 2021. Starting off pretty damn bad. Hey guys, how you doing? At the time I'm recording this, jeez, Georgia just finished having their Senate race and pretty much lost that. I mean, I woke up this morning and I saw, everything that's going on in Georgia. But I noticed there are a lot of people sharing the fact that, like, during the actual live counting, like the live voting, how with the election, like they have like the names and who all voted for them and like the numbers. I'm seeing a lot of fucking videos of people saying that shit was actually switched, and they've uploaded these videos in like live time as they're watching it. Like they'll zoom in, and you know how like they'll like kind of scroll. They'll show the numbers and like it'll show like the two other candidates. Then like it'll scroll back, bro. I'm seeing these guys switching numbers live on screen, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? I don't know what that was. I don't know if this actually counts as fraud. I don't know if this was technically a glitch or whatever. But for them to switch the majority of Republican votes to Democrat, like, and the numbers lined up exactly. That's, I don't know too much about that yet, so I can't really speak on it. But from the initial impression I had, that's fishy. That's real fishy. But I mean, generally I was going to do a reaction day, but I really can't because I've got my other phone to actually watch my reaction on. So I'm gonna have to kind of wing it. But I also watched the boy Young Rippa this morning and how he was basically breaking down. I hope I can actually use the video. Matter of fact, let's play the video.
For decades, really, America has been moving towards an absolute socialist state. And the Republicans have done either nothing to stop it, or they've been completely complicit and aided actually moving in the direction that it has been. You think about it, for decades, we've not seen any sort of net gain when it comes to moving towards liberty. It's just gotten progressively, for lack of better terms, worse. And here we are, every single election cycle, a lot of Republican voters, because a lot of the Republican leadership convinces them that this is not the election to try something else. And I'm not saying just vote third party, but say that something is wrong with the current system. Each election cycle for years it's been, well, we can't do it now because we got to stop the Democrats, and you've got nothing out of it. We're moving into now 2021, but certainly over the past year, you've seen the cops even that you've worshipped at the altar whoop up on you, enforcing lockdowns, mass mandates, as they allow groups, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, whatever you want to call them, burn your businesses to the absolute ground. Now some of you guys are seeing and waking up, well, these guys maybe aren't on our side. I don't know how you didn't figure that out before when you consider, for example, the numerous amounts of gun control laws that are out there that are enforced by way of the state. You can call them oath breakers if that's what you want to. I don't really care. Call them whatever you want to. The reality of the situation is this: they serve and protect the state. Now, any instance in which there was a person that was, I don't know, a non-establishment, as you guys call them, Republican, an actual guy that claimed to value liberty, and most of their actions showed that. See, Ron Paul, you declared them unrealistic. We can't support that for that matter. And now Donald Trump, let's say, comes along, who is socialist light in that regards, and all it seems to take for you guys is just to say, hey, I love this country and I am going to own the libs, and that's what you will support. Now, considering that we've been saying this for election after election after election, that, well, we just can't do it. We can't make a change because we have to stop the Democrats. To that I ask, when is it time? You see, the Democrats are smart. I think they're stupid. And economically, I think they are. But they're smart enough to understand that they know the game's rigged. They can rig it in their favor. They have the economic elites behind them. They have the educational elites, the academia, and they have the entertainment elites all in their back pocket. So as you guys try to quote unquote save the republic, you're playing a rigged game. And your enemy knows that it's rigged. They don't care. They don't care. And what you're seeing now is that they're getting more bold because all of those seeds that they've been planting for decades started to come into fruition. So again, I ask, if election now, election before that, election before that was not the time to actually, I don't know, support liberty, when is the time? Just think about it. I know some of this is going to frustrate some of you guys because it's a harsh reality, hard pill to swallow. But think about it. What net gain have you had towards liberty, towards freedom over the course of the last decades? There has been none. The Republicans, no matter if you deem them as the establishment or not, have been complicit. They've compromised time and time again, and never has the Democrats say, oh, well, we'll pass this, let's say, bump stock executive order, and then they'll get off our backs because it's just bump stocks, right? Though it wasn't just that. If you actually read it, it's far more dangerous when you consider that virtually anything can be classified as a machine gun now, so they can ban it. I think that's going to set a very dangerous precedent going into the future, but some folks are so short-sighted, like, oh, he's just doing it just to get them off of his back. Yes, now the Democrats, I guess, are now not wanting to ban AR-15s. That hasn't happened, has it? There's a core issue with the system here. Conservatives, the reality is, you can say we make fun of libertarians for losing. You've been losing too. You just have been supporting folks that have been kind of aiding in your destruction. But you think you won some, so whatever. But the reality is that you're losing culturally. Politics is just a lagging indicator. So now it starts to come into fruition, but you've been losing culturally for a very long time, particularly in those instances that I just mentioned. They have control of all that. So you'll continue to lose. And this is why compromising was the most boneheaded thing that you could do, because we move closer towards the progressives and their agenda, what it is that they want, the sort of absolute socialism. Republicans have done nothing to stop it. The establishment that you throw out there, or the anti-establishment types, much of the same. They just kind of pay lip service to, oh, I care about the country. Policy-wise, they support most of the same bull crap. You wonder, all these bills with all these pork, and they sit up and blame, all you had to do was pass the $2,000 and we could have won. You still don't get it. You don't get it. You just do not get it. Now, look, my proposal is this. In some way, shape, or form, I believe that there's a difference. I will say this much between the voters, the supporters of the Republicans, and the actual, let's say, politicians, the people that serve in some way, shape, or form, government, state, local, federal, whatever. There's a difference between that, because a lot of y'all have been useful idiots for these, but it's because, to be fair, they pay lip service to this idea of freedom. We care so much about liberty. That's what it's about. It's what this country, the principles that it was founded upon, and they go in the complete opposite direction. I'm not here to sit up here and tell you how exactly to do that. I'm not even a political guy. You've heard me say that. A lot of people hate that I say that. Like, you don't get involved, you don't vote, you don't do all that, because, again, culture is first. Politics are on the downstream. Change the culture, the politics change by default. And this is why I can't tell you how to be useful. Each and every one of you guys belong to subcultures that you guys really been neglecting for the longest. And the other side, the progressive left, have not. They know that that's been their ticket. So when they supported the video game industry or sports and other aspects that, and a lot of music, definitely hip hop, which has now become the most popular genre, eclipsed not too long ago, rock and roll. As you've neglected that, sometimes shunned it. Progressives, I said, if we can just get control of that, we can get a new generation of people while also changing the ideals of the current generation. So they have you stuck in the media that you consume, or your kids consume, the schools that they go to, they have control of so much. As long as y'all keep neglecting culture, acting like it's just something that's stupid, you're going to continue to lose. It's the reality of the situation. So keep losing if you want. Keep calling me unrealistic. Keep calling libertarians unrealistic as we advocate for things like decentralization to avoid problems just like this. Keep doing it. But while you sit up here and act like you're winning and we're losing as the libertarians because, oh, well, nobody elects libertarians. And again, I would never tell anybody to vote for the joke of a libertarian party. But you're losing. It's all what they say. LOL, ha ha. The Republicans have been in office and they are the one major dominant party in opposition, or they claim to be, as the Democrats. What exactly have you got? You've got nothing. So just like you claim I'm losing, you're losing too. And maybe it's time to switch things up.
Yeah, so again, it's been a while since I watched the video, so I'm kind of doing this kind of quick before I lose track of everything. But Rippa is right, man. He's really right. Like, I've noticed since like actually crossing that avenue and coming over to the more conservative side and seeing what Republicans are doing more, a lot of these guys are spineless weaklings, man. Like, God, man. Like, now don't get me wrong, we have some winners on the right, okay? We got some fighters, but it's just so many of them are just spineless bitches, man. Now see, on the left they have like really nobody, but at least on the right we have a few. We got Rand Paul, we got Ted Cruz, Dan Crenshaw. I was hearing some iffy things about him. Jim Jordan. It was I keep thinking I'm about to say Jim Gordon from Batman. But we have a few fighters, man. Like, we have some with actual backbone. And I'm sure there are probably more, but they're not really coming to mind. But I'm noticing a lot of them just roll over and just take it like year after year. My God, I don't know. I really don't know, but I wish, just like Young Rippa said, man, like Republicans, like they have this, they're so stuck in the way they do things, and that's what makes Democrats so effective at capturing young folks, because they know they have to go after the culture, because they know this shit rolls downhill. Look at what AOC did. Look at what AOC did when she was on Twitch or something, screaming Among Us. Bro, look how much eyes she was in front of, because Among Us is such a popular game, and so many young kids look at Among Us and they see AOC up there and think, oh, who is this person? They do their research. They found out, her politics, even though, she's batshit crazy, because they have that influence in getting in front of young kids and appeasing to that side. That shit transfers over to their politics, and that's what Republicans really fail to do. Like, I can't really think of many people on the right who actually does that. Like, actually get into the culture and just talk with people. Democrats, they have a stronghold on that shit in the media, entertainment, like music, bro. With all the fucking black hip hop artists that they pander to every 4 years. Look at Joe Biden and Cardi B, bro. Look at that shit. Look how they pander. Look at what Hillary Clinton did when what was she on, the Breakfast Club or something, with that hot sauce shit in her purse, bro. A lot of Republicans fail to do that type of shit, man. Like, okay, we got the boy Brandon Tatum, we got Jericho Green, we got ABL, we got Candace Owens. I guess you can toss in Amazing Lucas. He's in his own thing. And really, Amazing Lucas is kind of like the only one that kind of does, things outside the culture of politics. He does a little bit of gaming. But, for everyone else, we have also Charlie Clark. Sorry, Charlie. We have those, like, established people, but they're still in the realm of politics. So, like, I can't really think of anyone, I know there are a few, they're probably not as open as, the rest of those guys. I mean, probably the only one I can really think of is Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. And maybe the Quartering. I don't really know his politics. He might just be center. But, I mean, hell, even that's better than fucking being a fucking progressive. But you don't have that much people in on the right who dabbles in the actual culture of the youth. And again, that shit, just like Rippa said, it flows downstream. After that whole debacle in Georgia, after the fact that we may lose the House, and we're probably going to lose the Senate, and we're going to lose, and I think Congress, I think we're still behind in Congress too. Bro, Democrats have a fucking stronghold in all three power positions, bro. Do y'all not see how? And that's what I'm saying. I wish fucking Republicans did more, because they should have gone after big tech harder, with the whole fucking censorship. Because people on the right were being censored. You can only hear one objective side to something. I wish they'd have done more, man. And now this shit happens, and again, we may lose all three, power positions. So I think, after seeing all this and like having my eyes really open in the eyes of politics, I think that's what my whole channel is going to have to be about, man. Because again, I'm just a small guy with talking into his phone. I don't have really any power. But what I can do is try to build sort of an influence and show people that, hey, you don't always have to think a certain way, even though the media portrays it to be so. There are other ideas and other ways of thinking throughout the planet, So I think that's what my channel is gonna have to be about, man. I remember, it took me getting to about 500 subscribers to realize that shit. Because when I first started YouTube, so many people, especially a guy who I was watching when I first started, Roberto Blake. He said, like, once you reach your first 100 subscribers or 100 videos, like, you'll kind of know what your channel is going to be about. And that's, I guess it could work for some people, but I've always been just uploading what I like doing, whether that's gaming, watching anime, or now really talking about politics. So with all of that and seeing like what I'm really good at, even though I passed 100 subscribers, I still didn't know what I really wanted to do. But after seeing all this shit, bro, we have to do something. We need more people from opposing viewpoints to really get inside the culture. So, and again, it's not really just about, just really saying that, what's the word I'm looking for? That my way is better than their way. It's not about saying that. It's about saying, hey, I have a viewpoint that is opposite from theirs. Check out what I have to say. If you like it, do your own research and cool. Make up your own informed decision on what you believe as a person. But to just have one viewpoint on everything in every category like that, come on, man. I guess, what kind of diversity is that? And yet these are the same people who preach about that shit all day. I don't know. Hold on. So I think that's what my channel is going to have to morph into, man. I have to, if I can't really do anything like in Congress or whatnot, because again, I'm just a regular guy. But what I can do is just take this platform, YouTube, even though I'm probably going to be censored if I get any bigger. What I can do is just get back into the culture. Well, I'm already in the culture, but extend that olive branch more into the culture and figure out how to make content in the niches that I love, whether that's anime, whether that's gaming. I have to find a way to make constructive content in those niches where someone, because that's just like what young Rippa does, and that's just like what Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers does. They don't really talk, Jeremy not so much, he doesn't really talk about his politics, but he's pretty much said, he's a Trump supporter. So I don't know if he's right, left, or center. He seems kind of like a center, more toward the right. I don't know, but I'm maybe I'm gonna have to go down that avenue, not really copy Jeremy, but make content in niches that I love and say, hey, and kind of like dabble, you know, Pacific, you know, how can I put this? Like, cause I'm kind of like thinking this shit on the fly, but also drop nuggets of truth and logic and common sense to where people will say, hey, I like this guy's way of thinking. I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna check out his other videos, his more, you know, political videos. I'm gonna see what he's about, you know, and that's how you can kind of capture people organically without, you know, trying to force feed them. It is not so much that I want to trick anyone. I'm not saying that. Again, I'm just saying that if I can drop some actual truth and knowledge to someone to the point that they're gonna say on their own account, by their own decision, hey, I like how this guy is thinking. I want to check him out. I want to do more research. That's how you capture people. That's how you bring in people from different pockets of life in different avenues in the culture. And that's how you build more of a fan base and people who actually, you know, like the way you're thinking and want to explore more of that. Because again, that's what Democrats do, and they are so good at it. They are, even though they have terrible ideas, even though they are batshit crazy, they are a genius when it comes to capturing people, because they put politicians in gaming. They put politicians with rappers and hip-hop artists. They put politicians, you know, they make them sit down with freaking basketball players and everything. Bro, do you see the power that culture has? And Rippa said the same thing. They have neglected the culture so badly that look at where we are. And it doesn't help that also Mitch McConnell did kind of block the $2,000 stimulus, which I still understand why he did it, because that's just gonna run up our debt. I mean, even though they could have still they should have cut out that entire bill and have one fucking sheet and say, this is going to small businesses. This is what's going to the American people. That's it. And with that, I don't know if $2,000 for the American people would have been significant if we didn't send money overseas. I don't know, but that would have been a lot better than this $600 bullshit. And they're sending millions overseas to study fish and trees and shit. Man, fuck out of here. But I don't know. But again, guys, I'm just having an epiphany, you know, while I'm doing this. I think this is what my channel is going to have to be about, man. I'm going to have to find a way. Somehow, I'm going to have to find a way to show people that there's more than one way of thinking. And if someone just organically thinks like that already, like, you're not alone in your thinking, you know? Hold on. Oh god. Oh, that's not cool. But I don't know, guys. It's 2021 is starting off real bad, man. Again, I'm gonna have to see how this really will affect the Senate, because if they do control the Senate and if Biden gets in, they're gonna fuck up this country. Like, no cap. No fucking cap. I don't know. But get your guns. That's all I'm gonna say. Get your guns. But guys, I'm getting out of here. Take care. Bye-bye.